The early 90s were seen by many as the beginning of the golden age of fighting games, but also as a resurgence of the gaming industry. And with the animation market also seeing a boom in the same era, many expected the two industries to work in tandem as time goes. Having anime adaptation to video games was still regarded obscure. By 1992, there were only 3 major anime adaptations of a video game. First was the obscure and bizarre Mario anime titled Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach, which was geared towards a younger audience. We also had the popular Dragon Quest anime series based on the famed RPG of the same name, and then the 1991 Ninja Gaiden anime adaptation Ninja Ryukenden. SNK, and following its decision to focus on fighting games, and having just released the first Fatal Fury game, as well as greenlit a number of new projects like Art of Fighting, saw potential in adapting their properties into animation. The company teamed up with Fuji TV to produce anime adaptations for their IPs. With the recent release of the first Fatal Fury game, SNK and Fuji announced a TV special based on the title. Both companies understood the importance of this first project, and SNK decided to be hand-on deck when it comes to all the story and plot decisions. For designing the characters in anime form, SNK needed an artist that could give a distinct and memorable look to the game's characters while respecting the original designs. For that, Fuji TV and SNK turned to Masami Obari, a young director/designer who showed his talent when previously working on multiple anime projects, such as directing Part 5 and 6 of the famed Bubble Crisis anime movies, as well as a main designer for Guide Double Target and Guardians of Darkness. Having a designer who also has directing experience would prove crucial in helping shape the anime adaptation of SNK's new fighting game. Masami Obari will also help with the development of the story itself. For the role of director, Fuji TV hired Hiroshi Fukutomi. Fukutomi was known for directing the first Doraemon anime movie, Lock the Superman, as well as many episodes of the famous Cat's Eyes anime series. Released in 1993 on Fuji TV, the anime was considered a success and did help make Terry Bogard, the protagonist of the Fatal Fury franchise, a memorable character in the minds of its targeted audience. The anime followed the story of the first game almost perfectly, as SNK was strictly involved in the scripting process and wanted the first TV experience to be as close to canon as possible. All the characters from the first game made an appearance in the anime, with some restricted as cameos only. A brand new character, Lily Maguire, was created for the TV special to serve as Terry's love interest. Masami Obari's original plan was to have Lily be Billy Kahn's sister. However, after deliberations, SNK decided to not have Lily as Billy's sister. Coincidentally enough, Billy Kahn would later get a sister in the series canon that also happens to have her name be Lily. Due to the anime being released close to the first game, some plots were concluded in the first chapter that would prove inconsistent with the future game's lore. For example, Tung Fu-ru, Terry Bogard's master, lost his life in this first chapter, while the character would reappear in Fatal Fury Special and other releases like the Real Bout games. Due to the success of the first Fatal Fury game, SNK would release a sequel in 1993, titled Fatal Fury 2, and similar to what we saw with the first Fatal Fury game, SNK greenlit an anime adaptation by the same name. With the success of the first anime, Masami Obari was once again hired by SNK and Fuji TV to adapt this second game. As for the role of director, Fuji TV hired a relatively new director, Kazuhiro Furuhashi, who previously worked as the director of few episodes from the Ranma Half animated series. Furuhashi will later rise to fame after he will direct the spectacular Rurouni Kenshin Trust and Betrayal OVA films. Due to the success of the first anime, SNK and Fuji TV allowed Obari's team to take whatever liberties they thought were necessary with the plot, with their only request being to make the story lovable for already established fans of the franchise. The company's support was also backed by the fact that Obari and the director Furuhashi were already fans of the games and wanted to do the characters justice. The main focus of the second anime was to expand Terry's character arc. Since the first installment was to introduce Terry's beginnings as a legend, this entry's goal was to show his normal lifestyle and him dealing with his newfound fame. Furuhashi and his crew wanted to depict a believable what-if situation of Terry losing, hoping to explore a new side to his character. The planning process for his character arc eventually led to the creation of the original character Tony, a decision that is still debated by fans to this day. Another big priority during development was Mai. Since her debut in the games had skyrocketed the series' popularity, developers were a little nervous on how to naturally introduce her in the darker story they had planned. This problem was solved when one story planner suggested on featuring her as a love interest for Andy, giving the audience breathing room and comic relief in between Terry's brooding moments. Obari had little problems designing Mai and was adamant in his feminine design. To better fit with the gorgeous and sexy Mai, Andy was redesigned from the first anime to look more like a pretty boy, a contrast to his vengeful and hateful self from the first anime. His hair was also changed to finally resemble his game counterpart. One of the biggest differences from Fatal Fury 2 game is the youthful appearance of Wolfgang Krauser, the game and anime's main baddie. This was a decision made by the team to better fit their image of his character. Since Krauser is always more talented than his half-brother Guise, Obari thought it would be a greater insult to Guise if Krauser also stayed eternally young and more attractive than his relative. Although more faithful and older-looking designs of Krauser were made during pre-planning stages. They wanted to depict Krauser not as a villain, but more as a dark hero who could have been good if it weren't for his lineage. A year later, and following the release of the very successful Fatal Fury special video game, SNK announced that they are working on a new anime project for the series. But this time, unlike the first two direct-to-TV movies, Fatal Fury will be heading to the big screen with Fatal Fury the Motion Picture. Having proved himself as one of the driving members behind the success of the first two Fatal Fury anime movies, Masami Obari will serve as the director of this anticipated theatrical release, in addition to of course designing the characters and coming up with the plot. Released in 1994, the third and last anime adaptation of Fatal Fury was an original story not based on any of the games. The story of the movie revolved around the favorite heroes of Terry, Andy, Joe, and Mai trying to help the original character of Sulia stop her brother and his henchmen from collecting the powerful armor of the fallen god Mars. Most of the cast of the Fatal Fury special game appeared as cameos during the movie. Originally, Masami Obari and his team had a completely different storyline for the anime. The planned story was to have the Fatal Fury heroes team up with Ryo Sakazaki from the Art of Fighting games to defeat Mr. Big. Planned characters from Art of Fighting included Eiji Kisaragi and King, but plans were scrapped in favor of an original story and characters. The higher budget of the theatrical release allowed Obari and his team to take the animation and choreography to the next level. Although self-contained, the movie had hints for the future of the anime series, especially when it comes to Guise Howard, who was shown as having recovered from his injuries and is now stronger than ever. Unfortunately, and to this day, we have yet to see a conclusion to the anime series, and whether we will one day get a new chapter remains to be seen. But seeing that Masami Obari has a close working relationship with SNK, which led to the awesome King of Fighters 15 anime intro, and also hearing about SNK's future plans for more Fatal Fury and King of Fighters anime, one hopes that we will get to see the conclusion of this great anime series. The Fatal Fury movies were seen as big success for SNK and Fuji TV, and many of the story plots from the anime had a direct impact on the game lore. such as Mai and Andy's relationship,
Were you, expecting me to call you?
What kind of man are you?
the Real Bout special intro, or even the Real Bout intro music, which sounds very similar to the first anime's theme. The Fatal Fury anime movies have been recently remastered and re-released on Blu-ray, giving fans the ultimate way to watch the series. What do you guys think about the Fatal Fury anime movies? Let me know in the comment section, and if you want to help the channel, consider becoming a patron to get early access as well as digital goodies. Big thanks and shout out to all the channel's patrons.